Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I am Deepika Mehto, and coming up in the next 30 minutes. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi attends South India's Harvest Festival Pongal in New Delhi, highlights importance of millets, says it helps 3 million farmers across India. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar is on a two-day Iran visit for talks on bilateral, regional and global issues with his counterpart. Israel-Hamas conflict marks 100 days. Netanyahu says ICJ would not stop Israel fighting until victory in Gaza. And in sports, India all set to take on Afghanistan in the second T20 international match in central Indian city of Indore. India is currently leading the three-match series by 1-0. So those were the top headlines of the noon. Now to begin with the top news. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi attended Pongal celebrations in New Delhi. Well, Pongal is a multi-day Hindu festival celebrated in South India. It is observed in the month of Thai according to the Tamil solar calendar and usually falls on the 14th or the 15th of January. Speaking on the occasion, the Prime Minister highlighted the importance of millets and how it is helping millions of farmers.
हमारे बहुत सारे नौजवान मिलेट्स श्री अन्न को लेकर नए स्टार्टअप शुरू कर रहे हैं और ये स्टार्टअप्स आज बहुत पॉपुलर हो रहे हैं। श्री अन्न के उत्पादन से हमारे देश के 3 करोड़ से अधिक छोटे किसान जुड़े हुए हैं। हम श्री अन्न को प्रमोट करते हैं तो सीधे सीधे ये 3 करोड़ किसानों का भला होता है।
Ahead of the upcoming consecration of Ram Temple in Ayodhya, scheduled to take place on 22nd of January, Prime Minister Narendra Modi initiated the Clean Temple campaign, aiming to make the holy city pristine. Prime Minister Narendra Modi called upon the citizens to unite in making Ayodhya the cleanest city across India. He also urged the people to kick off a nationwide cleanliness campaign at smaller pilgrimage sites starting Sunday and continuing until the 22nd of January. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also participated in Swachhata Abhiyan initiative at Kalaram Temple in Nashik, Maharashtra on Friday. He cleaned the temple floor using a mop and a bucket.
प्राण प्रतिष्ठा के पावन अवसर के निमित्त देश के सभी मंदिरों में, सभी तीर्थ क्षेत्रों में स्वच्छता अभियान चलाएं, अपना श्रमदान करें।
Responding to the clarion call of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to clean the places of religious and spiritual importance, a cleanliness drive was undertaken by the temples and temple complexes of Central Indian state of Madhya Pradesh, witnessing participation from both the locals and the saints along with the caretakers of the temple. Now, Gujarat Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel participated in a cleanliness drive at Thuleshwar Mahadev Temple in Gandhinagar as part of Swachhata Abhiyan ahead of the Pran Pratishtha ceremony in Ayodhya. On the other hand, Uttar Pradesh's Deputy Chief Minister Keshav Prasad Maurya also held a cleanliness drive at Balkeshwar Hanuman Temple as part of the Swachhata Abhiyan ahead of the Pran Pratishtha or the consecration ceremony in Ayodhya. Continuing with special stories from Ayodhya now. The final stage of construction of the ground floor of Ram Temple in Ayodhya is currently underway, featuring exquisite inlay work using Makrana and coloured marbles. Now, Makrana marble, renowned for its quality and heat insulation properties, emerges as the ideal choice for temple construction. TT India correspondent Taposh Bhattacharya engaged with the dedicated workers who tirelessly devoted the past years to bring this project to fruition.
Construction is going in a full swing at the Ram Temple in Ayodhya, and to talk about that I have with me some of the people who are working closely with this project. I have with me Mr. Rohit Bhatia, who is with the Rana Marbles and doing the major work inside the Ram Mandir. Sir, tell us what is your exact work that you are doing inside the Mandir premise?
We are doing all the flooring work inside. We are fixing the world's most finest marble. We are doing all the flooring and pedestal works over there.
Why is this kind of marble is so important?
It is one of the finest marbles in the world. So, well, of course, this is Ram Mandir, so it has to be the best.
What are the major speciality of this particular marble?
It is a natural mineral. The main thing of Makrana is that it has 99% of calcium in it. So when the weather is absolutely, the temperature is about 45 degrees or 40 degrees, people who will walk in for Ram Lala's darshan, it will not get warm. Basically, the temperature will be maintained for the stone. And it doesn't absorb any kind of chemical or any kind of color. So this is why this is famous for.
What is the thickness of the marble that you guys have done? It might crack, what is the whole idea?
Well, it is expected about 70,000 to 1 lakh people footfall every day. And for that, we have kept about 35 mm thickness of the marble.
Marble that is used, it's one of the finest marbles, not just in the country, but also in the world. And because it's Ram Lala's temple, it's Ram Mandir, and everything has to be best. So they are putting their best marble in this particular temple. With Campus Sanjay Jaina, this is Taposh Bhattacharya for TT India from Ayodhya.
With only 8 days left to the grand consecration ceremony of Lord Ram in Ayodhya, the famous K.S. Saket Postgraduate College of the Pilgrim City made a feat by lighting 14 lakh earthen lamps around the Lord Ram's portrait prepared by mosaic artist Anil Kumar in the college premises. The drone visuals of the event showed eye-catching views, with locals thronging the campus to light the diyas and also expressing their joy to be a part of a once-in-a-lifetime event. As the holy city of Ayodhya gears up to welcome Lord Ram at the Grand Ram Temple, an Amrit Mahotsav event was organized at the Badi Chavani. The event witnessed a sea of masses despite biting cold. The eventful light show depicted characters and stories from the life of Lord Ram and Goddess Sita as narrated in the Ramayana. Ahead of the consecration ceremony of Ram Temple, taking the preparations a notch higher, women auto drivers of Ayodhya are ready to take pilgrims and tourists on a grand tour of the holy city in special pink autos. In a special initiative by the Transport Department of State of Uttar Pradesh, these electric autos will ease the commutation of visitors to different venues of events throughout the city. White autos driven by male drivers will also be available for the purpose. With spirits soaring high as the consecration ceremony is coming closer, the Krishna Dharohar Granthalaya Sansthan of Agra is the latest to join the queue. To give something to Lord Ram on the auspicious day, the Sansthan is making a 3,000 kilogram mega Ramayan from steel, each page weighing around 100 kilograms. The book will be gifted to the Ram Temple after its completion. And in line with the general sentiment and the waves of spirituality overflowing throughout the nation, students of the Veer Narmad South Gujarat University created a huge painting of the Ram Temple of Ayodhya depicting the return of Lord Ram and Lord Hanuman, waiting in reference to welcome Lord Ram back to Ayodhya. A resident of the tribal district of Kanker in the central Indian state of Chhattisgarh, called Santoshi Devi, who works as an autopsy assistant in a local hospital, was brimming with joy on receiving the invitation for the grand consecration ceremony in Ayodhya. She called this as a divine blessing for herself. The foundation of Grand Ram Temple of Holy City of Ayodhya is made of the special stones, stones from Madhya Pradesh's Chhatarpur district. The same stones were used for the famous Khajuraho temple. Now, 270 metric tons of stones were sent to Ayodhya that, despite facing issues due to the COVID-19 pandemic, reached on time and without any hassle. In a note to the consecration ceremony scheduled in the holy city of Ayodhya on the 22nd of January, mesmerizing visuals were once again emerged as people came out with creativity. Bengaluru's Rangoli artist Akshay Jalihal created a Rangoli depicting Lord Ram. The intricacy and finesse of the Rangoli is bewitching the viewers as it is extremely appealing to the eyes. Moving on, India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar will visit Iran on the 14th or 15th of January as part of the ongoing high-level exchanges between the two sides. Dr. S. Jaishankar will meet Foreign Minister of Iran Dr. Hossein Amir Abdullahian and hold discussions on bilateral, regional and global issues. Political cooperation, connectivity initiatives and strong people-to-people ties will constitute an important aspect of the agenda. India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh laid a wreath at War Memorial at the Air Force Station in the northern city of Kanpur in Uttar Pradesh to commemorate the Armed Forces Veterans Day on Sunday. CDS General Anil Chauhan and Air Marshal Vibhas Pandey were also present. Taking forward their mutual relations a step ahead and in a show of support, High Commissioner of India to Uganda, Upendra Singh Rawat, on behalf of the Government of India, gifted 10 executive buses, 5 ambulances, 10 tractors and 2,664 flagpoles to General Odongo, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Uganda, ahead of the NAM and G77 Plus China Summit, a gesture warmly welcomed by Uganda. Back home, the Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra is being undertaken across India with an aim to inform the people about government welfare measures by ensuring that their benefits reach the targeted beneficiaries in a time-bound manner. The Yatra reached the North Indian state of Mizoram's district and briefed people about various government initiatives to enhance development throughout the country. And now in DD India Live, it's now time to take you through news that is making headlines across the country. More than 300 armed forces personnel participated in a marathon organized in Bihar's Bodh Gaya. The theme of marathon was Run for Global Peace, aiming to promote global peace and teachings of Lord Buddha. The event was organized by International Buddhist Confederation. On the auspicious occasion of Indian festival Makar Sankranti, devotees took a holy dip in river Ganga at Har Ki Pauri in Haridwar at the Indian state of Uttarakhand. Taking the dip in the holy river Ganga, which is considered as sacred on this day. Makar Sankranti is a festival in which devotees make offerings to the deity Surya. The day marks the first day of the sun's transit, marking the end of the month with the winter solstice and start of longer days. Indian festival Boghi was also celebrated in South Indian state of Tamil Nadu to mark the beginning of Pongal festival. It is observed on the last day of the Tamil month of Margasi. Boghi festival holds cultural and agricultural significance as well. Now on this day, households engage in the ritual of discarding old and unwanted items by burning them in a bonfire. South India's Chennai International Airport is all lit up with colourful lights on the occasion of Pongal. People across South India celebrated the harvest festival of Pongal, thanking rain, sun and farm animals. Offerings of boiled milk and sweets are made to appease the gods to ensure a bountiful harvest. Passengers at Chennai Airport also witnessed the festivities as the terminals were decked up for the occasion. We are moving for a short break at DD India Live, but still to come. Over 40 prison staff members who had been held by inmates at prisons in the South American nation were freed. Mudslide brought on by heavy rains in northwest Colombia killed at least 34 people. And Real Madrid is all set to face Barcelona in Super Cup grand finale.
India that invents. India that innovates. India that excites. India that invites. Land of possibilities. Teeming with opportunities. Watch India Ideas each Thursday, 8 p.m. only on DD India.
Welcome back after that short break. You're watching DD India Live with me, Deepika. Moving on, mudslide brought on by heavy rains in northwest Colombia killed at least 34 people. These are the visuals from the affected area where you can see that work is still going on. Now, amidst the extreme cold weather conditions in Western Canada due to the massive winter storm that struck on Saturday, Canadian province Alberta has declared a grid alert and urged their citizens to immediately reduce their electricity use to essential needs only. The ongoing weather conditions have resulted in restricted imports and very high demand. The winter storm has caused immense snowfall and high winds across the United States and Canada, resulting in power knockouts affecting thousands of homes. Israel marked 100 days since the Hamas's deadly 7th of October attack on Sunday. Israelis took to the street of Tel Aviv on Saturday against a backdrop of a clock counting to 100 days, demanding the government to work on safe return of remaining hostages. Hamas rampaged through the communities in southern Israel in the month of October last year, during which Israel says 1,200 people were killed and 240 were taken hostages. Earlier, during a temporary ceasefire in November, Hamas released 105 hostages. Israel has vowed to press ahead with its ground operations to combat Hamas as the conflict approaches the 100-day mark. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that they would not be affected by a case before the International Court of Justice in The Hague, as Israel has denounced accusations of genocide brought by South Africa at the UN's top court.
We today mark 100 days of war. 100 days since the terrible days on which our citizens were slaughtered and kidnapped. We are continuing to the war to its conclusion, to total victory, until we have achieved all our objectives. The elimination of Hamas, the return of all our hostages, and the guarantee that Gaza will never again pose a threat to Israel. We will restore security both in the south and in the north. No one will stop us, not The Hague, not the axis of evil, not anyone else.
French President Emmanuel Macron called on negotiations for the release of hostages taken by Hamas on the 7th of October. In a video message, Macron said that France does not abandon its children, referring to the French citizens who are still in captivity.
Il a fait 100 jours aujourd'hui, 100 jours.
It's been 100 days today, 100 days. France does not abandon its children. This is why negotiations for their release must be resumed again and again. Never give in, never give up, because we do not and will not accept any sacrifice. So we are going to do everything, and you can count on me to bring them all home with you.
Israel is planning a huge addition to its defense budget as part of a build-up designed to cover its need for the coming years. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that Israel is aiming to become an independent nation in military manufacturing sector.
אנחנו מציינים היום 100 ימים למלחמה.
The question regarding the defense budget, I think, is divided into two. The first is how much will be added for this year, and the second is how much we will commit to for the coming years. And we have to give answers to both. The first is immediately for this budget, how much you are going to add for this year's. And I instructed that in 8 weeks, a special committee that we will create with the involvement of people from the Defense Ministry and the Foreign Ministry and some others who will join in, will also give us their plan as to the huge additional for the coming years in order to create that independence in force build-up and in other things that are necessary to ensure our security in the coming years.
מה שאני קורא סוגר דרומי או חסם דרומי.
Rejecting Chinese pressure and efforts to impact elections' outcome in Taiwan, voters ushered the ruling Democratic Progressive Party's presidential candidate Lai Ching-te into power by giving him 40% of the votes. Lai is strongly opposed by China for championing the cause of Taiwan's separate identity. Meanwhile, China's Taiwan Affairs Office has said that the victory of Taiwan's ruling DPP candidate Lai Ching-te in an island-wide election would not change the basic landscape of cross-strait relations. In a statement published on the office's official website, the spokesperson for the State Council Taiwan Affairs Office said that the results showed the Democratic Progressive Party cannot represent mainstream public opinion on the island. The international community has also responded to the election's outcome in Taiwan. British Foreign Minister David Cameron congratulated Lai on his victory. Cameron, in a statement, expressed hope that Taiwan and China would renew efforts to resolve differences peacefully through constructive dialogue. Now, congratulating Lai on his victory, Japan's Foreign Minister Yoko Kamikawa, in a statement, said that Taiwan is an extremely crucial partner and an important friend with which Japan shares fundamental values and enjoys close economic relations and people-to-people exchanges. South Korea also hopes for peace and stability maintained across the Taiwan Strait, and both Russia and United States are opposed to identify Taiwan as an independent nation. United States President Joe Biden said that the United States does not support Taiwan's independence. Russian Foreign Ministry, on the other hand, said that rather reaffirming her nation's position that Taiwan is an integral part of China and Moscow opposes any form of Taiwan's independence. Guatemala's President-elect Bernardo Arevalo met with Taiwan's foreign minister to discuss strengthening commercial ties on Saturday, the Central American nation's incoming government confirmed in a statement. Arevalo and Vice President-elect Karen Herrera are due to take their offices on Sunday. Arevalo has said that he aims to expand ties with China while maintaining diplomatic relations with Taiwan. The Central American country is one of only 13 nations that maintain diplomatic ties with Chinese-claimed Taiwan. Arevalo and Taiwan's Foreign Minister Joseph Wu discussed opportunities to expand trade relations between both the countries and also the possibility of increasing exports of Guatemalan products in Taiwan. Updates from Ecuador now. Over 40 prison staff members who had been held by inmates at prisons in the South American nation amid a sharp uptick in violence were freed. Now, these were among 178 guards and administrative staffers that had been held hostage since Monday in at least 7 prisons as a security crisis escalated in Ecuador. The police and the armed forces were continuing to carry out operations at prisons and around the country. More than 800 people have been arrested since the state of emergency began on Monday. Ecuador has meanwhile stepped up its military presence at a shared border with Colombia, with soldiers inspecting vehicles and passers-by on Saturday following a spike in violence in the nation. Ecuador government blames the deteriorating security situation, which is on an increase in drug trafficking through Ecuador that borders Colombia and Peru and has now become a drug shipment point. The United Nations peacekeeping mission in the Democratic Republic of the Congo will completely withdraw from the country by December 2024. Head of the United Nations mission in Congo informed about the departure of the peacekeepers at a media briefing on Saturday. The withdrawal will take place in 3 phases. In the first phase, about 2,000 UN troops will leave South Kivu by the end of April. The United Nations Organization's stabilization mission in the Democratic Republic Congo took over from an earlier UN operation in 2010 to help quell insecurity in the east of the Central African country, where armed group fights over territory and resources. The United Nations Security Council in December last year voted unanimously in favor of gradually phasing out its peacekeeping operations following a request by Congolese President Felix Tshisekedi. On to sports now. In cricket, Rohit Sharma-led Team India will face Afghanistan for the second T20 international match in central Indian city of Indore. India will be eyeing to seal the series with another victory under Rohit Sharma's captaincy, as the veteran will play his 150th international T20 match today. He will be the first player to achieve this milestone. Afghanistan, on the other hand, will leave no stone unturned to level the series in Sunday's encounter. And it will be the first time that Virat Kohli will be playing the T20 international after missing the first match due to personal reasons. In football, Barcelona have all set up their dream Spanish Super Cup finale clash with Real Madrid. The El Clasico in Saudi Arabia will be hard-fought with no dearth of action in the showpiece clash.
Barcelona has set up a dream Spanish Super Cup final clash with Real Madrid on Sunday after a 2-0 win over Osasuna in the semi-final. The El Clasico in Saudi Arabia will be hard-fought and there will be no dearth of action in the summit clash. Barcelona coach Xavi Hernandez has issued a warning to his club's rival.
We need to go into the match looking to dominate, take the ball from Madrid. We need to show more than ever our DNA, our style of play. It is an ideal match. A final against Madrid is a Clásico. That gives us extra motivation. We need to show our best soccer.
However, Real Madrid could come out on top given their incredible consistency and ability to conjure comebacks this season. A case in point being the semi-final. Real Madrid has beaten city rivals Atletico Madrid 5-0 in the breathtaking derby.
The team is really happy. I think we need to relax. There are still 90 minutes to win the title, and that's our objective. It's nothing new. It is in Real Madrid's DNA. This is a good lesson for the younger players who have come back.
The stakes do not get higher than this. To win the team's first silverware of the season will serve as a massive confident booster to the dressing room, fans and the management.
And that's all for this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can connect with us on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram. We will be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I am Deepika Mehto, and from all of us here in New Delhi, thank you so much for watching DD India Live. Namaskar.